This land has been in my family for over 100 years. As much wind as we have here, to let it go to waste is tantamount to taking gasoline and pouring it on the ground to me.
I've lived in Oklahoma my whole life and griped about the wind all the time, and so now I have a whole new perspective on the wind.
It helps the farmers. It's a little windfall for us farmers. We don't get much.
As far as the impact in my farming operation, it hasn't had much effect.
They've helped our roads, they've helped our schools.
I've seen the difference that wind energy makes to a community.
Well, we're in Canadian County, just outside of Calumet, Oklahoma. Great farming community. The site had a great wind resource, but what really made it attractive is the fact that it had available transmission that we would be able to connect and go straight into the grid.
The Canadian Hills Wind Project is a project that was started in 2009, finished in December 2012, and it's now generating enough energy to power about 100,000 homes.
We brought Canadian Hills online on time and several $1 million under budget.
We have a flat plateau and then a little bit of a rise and then a long downslope, and that feature is oriented exactly the way we would want it against the predominant wind direction.
We worked with over 180 landowners to secure 16,000 acres of land to build this project.
We spent a lot of time, trying to give the landowners confidence that we weren't going to come in and be disrespectful towards the infrastructure that they already had in place.
The thing about with Apex, they did a real good job of education. And as far as telling us where the lines were going to go, coming to the community leaders, meeting with us several times.
Apex knows that the community members that we work with are true partners in the project, and the project can't be successful without them. And those partners are everyone from landowners to local government officials to local businesses.
What's important is that we have to have our facts straight. We have to know the deal, and take people out and have them visit wind farms so they really know what it looks like when it's operating, and hopefully take away some of those question marks.
I think there's a lot of concern about, how does agricultural land interact with wind turbines? How much land will we lose from our crops and our wheat fields? And the reality of it is that a wind turbine, you'll lose about a half acre of land for every turbine that goes up. And if you calculate what you're making on wheat for that half acre compared to what the wind turbine is going to pay, you're going to find that it's going to be a blessing to your family to have the wind turbine.
We heard lots of horror stories that they were just going to be terrible, that it was going to kill bats and it was going to cause this black-white effect and that you couldn't cook out anymore, and none of that has been true. My air conditioner unit is a lot louder than the windmill across the road from me.
The construction period was hectic, but they told us that from the get-go, and just the traffic and the large trucks. But it goes pretty fast, and then it's all gone.
These turbines have been up at least a year. The grass has grown up around them. We've got new gates out of it, new fence out of it.
I don't think it's had any impact on wildlife, which I was concerned about. I've seen wildlife standing within 10 feet of the base of the towers. Wild animals are a lot smarter than people give them credit for.
The landowners themselves, the ones who host turbines, they get royalty payments from the energy that's produced. So in a lot of cases, that helps these farmers stay on their land, continue to farm it, and have protection from the kinds of risks that face farmers, things like drought, low production years. These turbines actually help them maintain their farms and their families in these areas. But these projects also benefit the local communities in broader ways. This project is expected to generate about $100 million over the course of its lifetime in direct landowner payments and tax revenues.
Last year, our ad valorem base had climbed to almost $21 million. So now, with the wind farms coming in, that almost doubles it. So we're going to go from right at $20 million to $40 million just in 1 year span, because the wind farm goes on the tax roll. It allows us to be able to build almost a $6 million high school. So it is a win-win all the way around.
The town's flourishing because they've got the money to work with now.
We pay to build the wind farm, but then there's, aside from maintaining the turbines, there's no cost for the fuel. There is no volatility associated with that fuel over its 20, 25, 30-year lifetime.
It is a way of the future. I think this is where we're going. When we're done farming, whoever takes the land over there will be passed down to the grandchildren and then future children after that. It'll still continue to generate and continue to generate, and they'll still be making a little profit off of it.
Every parent wants to leave his kids some kind of financial security, and I look at that as probably the biggest benefit of them.
My granddad died in this house. My dad was born in this house. To me, wind energy means that this will stay farmland and it will pretty much stay in our hands.
You know, it's critical that we facilitate the development of cleaner, smarter sources of energy and bring it to the market in the same way that an oil and gas company does, but instead with something renewable, something clean and domestic and abundant.
I'm excited that we can produce this energy domestically and cleanly, that in a time where there's water shortages all around the country, we can produce energy without using water, without creating pollution. And I get very excited about wind energy because it's a technology that's here, it's working now, and it's already making a huge difference around the world.